saying, I had a conversation with today, and reminded me that you said this one out of the so we'll have to resolve this over some of the time, I guess.
Hello.
Not too large.
Here are just a few of the potatoes. Happy Thanksgiving.
Okay. Bye. Is that enough?
That's what we want. So my client always, whenever I switch
Huh?
the wire.
Can we do all the food?
Isaac, I saw something over there. Boy. 9 Mile West World is all these nuts. And it's the middle of the
Hey David. Happy Thanksgiving.
Our Heavenly Father, once again we bow our heads before Thee at a Thanksgiving celebration. We're grateful that for this tradition that has been established by Grandpa Inoue and our respective families. We're grateful that when we meet together now, that we can humble ourselves before Thee and tell Thee how grateful we are for the many blessings which we have received. We know that they all come from Thee, and that these blessings, which we take for granted, are really the result of the efforts of many people. And we thank Thee for them. We're especially grateful for our ancestors, for those who went before us, who made it possible for us to be here. We're grateful for this land of liberty. We're grateful for our health, and for those whose lives have been spared so that they could be here with us today. We are mindful of our family members who are not with us, and pray that they may be with us in spirit. We remember them now and ask Thee to bless them. We ask Thy special blessings upon Amy, that she may be protected in all her activities. Heavenly Father, we cannot possibly thank Thee for everything which we enjoy. We ask Thee that Thou wilt help us to have a grateful heart so that we might appreciate what we have. And for this great bounty, for our opportunity to come together again, we say this in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Okay, now David has a little poem. Where are you? Hurry, David, go over and nicely say it loudly.
They say to count your blessings when Thanksgiving Day draws nigh. I'm thanking for so many things I just can't count that high.
Grandmas and grandpas go first, and then there's a place, a name for where you're supposed to sit. So go ahead and start that way.
Okay, grandmas and grandpas go first.
Punks, wait.
That's not very much.
Ready?
They're over there in that room.
Yeah.
It's the little guys.
I think they said, yeah, I think so. Then we have salad plates. So that's the only way.
That's okay, huh? Go any way you want.
It's really good, Anne, thank you.
Oh, I didn't do it. Everybody brought it.
This is a very nice dinner. Annie.
Especially a short.
So I suppose one way to do this program is that, since this is Thanksgiving, would be to just go around the circle and ask everyone to either tell about something they're thankful for or play a musical instrument. So I think that we ought to start with the youngest kids first. So the youngest first, and just ask them to either say something they're grateful for or to play an instrument, or sing a song, or say a poem. Who's the youngest? David.
Oh, David. Oh, he said a poem.
David, what are you thankful for? Or do you want to play Little Gray Pony?
Yeah,
Then you have to say what you're thankful for. What? No, come on, from your heart, David. What are you thankful for? What are you thankful for? Nothing?
I think this is very interesting for us because we've never had this kind of a program in quite this way before. And I think that as we do it, then
That's what
we're
you
trying to
need, so
invite people who aren't here, who, our ancestors. As I think about where their thoughts would be or where they might physically be on this day, this is probably where they would be, right? This is where Grandpa Inouye would be and Uncle Henry would be and so forth. They were here for many, many years. And this is the place where their heart is. So I think the reason we're starting with the younger children is because they can just simply tell us very simply what they are grateful for. So, David, what are you grateful for? As you think about all the things you might be grateful for, your parents and your home and fun kids, fun cousins to play with and so forth, what are you most grateful for? Are you grateful for your mom and dad? So someday, 40 years from now, you're going to watch this tape that your mom is playing. You're going to say, oh, I was grateful for my mom and dad. Who's the next youngest?
Stevie.
Okay,
I'm grateful for my clothes.
you're grateful for your clothing.
Yeah.
That's very good. That's. Who's next?
Peter. I'm grateful for my house.
What did you say?
House.
You're grateful for your house. Okay. Who's next? Brian.
I got a place.
You're going to play something? who's next?
Isaac?
A boy. Boy.
Aaron.
Food.
Aaron is grateful for food. So, what,
Aaron, go play something, go
what
on.
piece do you want to play, Aaron?
Isaac.
Auntie Jeannie's not here. So he has
Really? No pressure.
We actually call this the Auntie Jeannie Memorial Thanksgiving program. Who's next?
Thankful for my family.
You're thankful for your family.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's next?
Aww.
No, it's Danny. Danny's younger.
Yeah, it's
Danny. Danny's gonna play.
not sure I heard it. Would you say it again?
For my family and everything they do for me.
Thank you.
Good.
Who's next?
I think it's me. I'll put a sax. I'm thankful for my musical talents. Goodness knows I have an abundance, but I need it. I think it's broken. Couldn't be me. It's not my fault. Wait, Auntie Annie, what? They call it embouchure. Until today, Auntie Annie was the best saxophone player. So, who's next?
Steve.
Steve.
I'm thankful for this country that we live in, and that we could have so many freedoms.
Thank you. It's so much easier to be thankful, isn't it? Next. Is it Emily?
Jeff.
Okay, so Jeff goes first? Oh, you do.
I think that I'm thankful for salvation more than anything else.
Okay.
Thank you, Emily. Who's next?
For a lot of things, but I'm very grateful for probably the church, the gospel, because it's a big influence in my life and this family.
Thank you very much. Next.
Well, I'm thankful for
Cello?
Steve has a cello. No, he brought his.
Are you having a cello?
Sam. Play it.
But I just want to say I'm thankful for the opportunity I have to go to school at BYU. And the first weeks or the first months have been really hard, but I've really enjoyed it because it's grown a lot tougher. And I also am especially thankful for my best friends, my brothers and sisters, because they've made it a lot easier for me.
Thank you.
That's
You can go get your
So,
cello.
While you get the cello, we'll go on.
Go get it, Sam.
I'll get your towel, Sam.
Who's next?
Yes. It's
Emily.
Like Sam, I'm grateful for the opportunity to go to BYU. I think I gained an appreciation, or I realized more like how much Heavenly Father plays like a role in my life in like so many different aspects of how they watch over me. Like if I've ever had a rough day or something, I'm sure I got a call from like someone in our family asking me to go to a sushi party or like, just do fun things like that, or just go to lunch with Chris, or having my parents call, or just knowing that someone's watching over me, or even like random people on campus have like just been outgoing towards me, or I don't know, just things have helped me so much. And I'm grateful for the traditions that I think our family has, because our roommates, we always talk about things our family does, and around Thanksgiving, some of my roommates, they just say, oh yeah, we're lucky if we get like mashed potatoes, but I think it's cool that we just have a mix of like just American food, but then like also we have our Japanese heritage and Chinese heritage to combine, and to have such a, I don't know, a great opportunity to be all together, and every year we look forward to having a good time together. So.
Thank you.
Can I just say something at some point?
You want to say something?
Well, I think it'd be politically correct if after all these single guys go, then we don't go by age anymore. Just maybe randomly select couples. Okay, thank you. But then we can go back to age again when it gets to about 60 and above.
Okay, who's next? Bailey?
I'm grateful for this cultural legacy, this family legacy that, it starts with, our ancestors and the sacrifices they made, the truth they taught, and the love they shared with all of us. And it's gone from one generation to the next. And I just see it as part of God's plan, as in preparation, and as in like what we are to expect in the next life. I just see like this wealth of love and that branches out from one person to the next, enveloping families and friends and bringing us all together. And as we look out today, we see where we've come from. We see how far we've come. We see how many opportunities we have now to learn, to grow, and how much it has increased our own capability of sharing with everyone else. And I just see it as a huge, family tree where each branch links onto someone else and someone else and someone else until the whole world is joined in love and family. Like this uniting us all as God would have it.
Thank you. Kate?
I think Sam's ready. Prelude. And
By who?
it's just in, it's my box.
Do you need it like that?
The music. Or I can see it.
Jordan.
Well, I'm
Come on,
grateful.
let's stand up right here.
Well, there's so many things that I'm grateful for. Yesterday, Mika and I, we went to the Salt Lake Temple and did an endowment session. And that was really, really touching to be with my sister in the first place. And secondly, to just go there and feel the Spirit. I'm grateful for the Holy Ghost. I'm grateful for the restoration of the gospel. And I guess right now, I'm especially grateful for my ward, the callings and the opportunities to serve. Thank you.
Who's next?
Karen.
Now go to the married ones. Larissa.
Larissa. Like Jordan said, I'm thankful for a lot of things, but I think the underlying thing would definitely, well, without a doubt, be my family. My parents who raised me in the gospel. I'm thankful for that. And our good brothers. Lessons. My college education. Everything comes down to family. And I'm so grateful for Brandon. And the love that we share, and so grateful for the company that I
Brandon, would you like to say something to at this? Or would you like to play the saxophone?
I just want to say how grateful I am also for Larissa. It's true, I do make her laugh, but it's usually not intentional. I think what I was thinking most about when I was listening to all the things that were being said were just how grateful I am to be here with all of you. And I wanted to let you know how much your examples and your testimonies mean to me, and how grateful I am for you. And I would also be amiss if I didn't say how grateful I am for my redeeming Savior. I'm grateful that we can be in this country, and especially if you think about all the things that we have that so many people on this planet do not, with the gospel, with the freedoms that we share and have in our families and friendships. I'm thankful for especially Larissa and the kind and loving wife that she is to me.
Thank you. Well, the moment we've all been waiting for.
I'm this is a song, actually, it's Rachmaninoff, but it's a transcription. It's called Floods of Spring.
obstacle courses as well as he has. So may we hear from you now?
It actually hasn't been that bad. I guess I've just been thinking the last couple of days about last year, and I was really nervous and dreading the 3 days I spent up there in North South. I was really nervous, and this time I'm not. And that's come through, and it's not just time, it's because of the love that I felt from family members. So I'm really thankful for that. And that includes everyone here. I'm also, at this time in my life, very thankful for faith. And that we are blessed with that gift, that we can have faith, especially in Jesus Christ.
We appreciate your being such a good sport. It's okay, because Mika played so well, you can go to the front of the dessert line. Who's next?
Jared and Karen. You want to play a duet? We have Sheep May Safely Graze.
Well, I'm grateful for a lot of things too, and the one that I'm most grateful for today is kind of similar to what a lot of people have said, but it's just for those sacrifices that my parents and all of you have made for us to be here. Jared and I went to China during the summer.
Let's see, Karen, can you stand up and speak a little bit
Yeah,
louder, just so, because some of us are getting older and we can't hear so well.
Jared and I went to China this summer and we visited my parents who live in Beijing, and one thing that really impressed me is we went to visit where my mom grew up. It was just really just a little small shack, you know, it was cluttered with stuff, and there's like several families in this, I didn't know it's like a square, and there were several families living there. I was just amazed at how humble her beginning for her made me realize how much they must have sacrificed and how hard they must have worked so that we could go to Canada and live such a good life. I've never had to. I mean, we've always had food, we've always been able to go to school, and just those sacrifices like that, I'm especially grateful for. And I know it's the same with that here. Everything that all the others have done so that we can live so well. And I'm also really grateful just to be here, just like Brandon was saying, and just to be part of this family. I never really say it, but everyone's been really great. Everyone's just accepted me and been very loving. And I'm especially grateful for Jared. And for our marriage, and that he could be, well, I could be part of this family. So.
Before, well, three things. The moon-shaped ice cubes that we have. And this is why. When we worked on the farm, well, maybe it was just me and Jordan, but every time I see these moon-shaped ice cubes, I think of these mason jars filled with these moon-shaped ice cubes that Grandma would bring to us while we were working in the fields. And that always reminds me of Grandma. I'm also grateful for, well, that's one of my points. I'm grateful for Grandma and Grandpa and the farm. That was my second one. I'm grateful for the farm. I remember, there's one image I always have in my mind. And it's Jordan standing on the seed cleaner, trying to get the seed to go through, crying. Crying, like really crying. And there are tears in the seed and the chaff sticking to his and Grandpa, he didn't know, of course. He was busy, working around, just doing his thing, working hard. But he taught us to do those things that sometimes we don't want to do, but we have to, and to do it, not only get through it, but to do it well. So I'm grateful for Grandma and Grandpa and those things that they've taught us, especially on the farm. There's one more thing that I'm kind of grateful for and kind of not, and that's this certain smell. Every time we go to Popo's house, I think of Popo all day for the next day. And that's because if you go to Popo's house, her house has a certain smell. And as you know, I lived with Popo for a year and a half. And I'm grateful for her, of course, she's sacrificed probably more than most of us. I'm grateful for that sacrifice, and I'm grateful for her kindness towards us as grandchildren. Every week she has us over for Sunday dinner, and she's always a good example to us, so I'm grateful for those.
It really doesn't matter. Let's see. What number does it start with? Wait, that was part of it. Hold on, it's coming. Wait, it's another key. Hold on.
I'm the best.
Oh, that's it. I'm really sorry. I couldn't remember.
How about Mary having a little laugh?
We should have had Mom with the clarinet.
Mom's first one in
I'm thankful for lots of things too, but especially at Thanksgiving, I think we're all very thankful for family. And I'm thankful for these Thanksgiving dinners that we've had for years and years and years. And I remember when Tina and I used to crawl under the table during prayer and giggle a lot at Auntie Helen's house in Alberta, and how we used to eat dinner and then we'd put our skates on and we'd go out into the ponds in Alberta and skate for the afternoon. You remember that? And I just think that I think our family, has been given a great gift of this great foundation upon which to have stood upon all our lives because of the family that we came from. Especially grateful for Mom and Daddy and Auntie Ruth and Uncle Mike and Auntie Helen and Uncle Henry, because they were the foundation. After Grandpa died, nothing fell apart. Everything still stayed together because of them. And I'm really grateful for that. I'm really grateful for Uncle Vertus and Aunt LaRue too, because they've also, given Roman that kind of foundation, and me too. I've grown to love them so much and appreciate them. I'm really grateful for Roman's parents. I'm really grateful for Roman. I just feel so blessed, so very blessed to have such a wonderful family and such wonderful children. And it all, we talked about the gospel, that all of this has so much more meaning when you think about the opportunity that we might have to experience for
So thank you so much for preparing all of this.
I just did the mashed
I don't know how many of you know this, but when I was married, I was an indentured servant. Part of the marriage deal, I was an indentured servant for the first 3 years after I kind of worked it off on the farm. For those experiences I had. Last time we were talking about experiences with Grandpa, afterwards I thought of one that I didn't share, but Grandpa grows grass seed, and as part of the process, you have to take the seed off of the stalks. And so at that time, we didn't have somebody come and do the grass seed. We had combined our own, and so we had that old John Deere combine, and go along and go really well until it got too wet, and then the stalks, the lines of the grass seed would all clog up. But we had to get it done because winter was coming. So we figured out a way to keep it going. If anybody's seen a combine, you know that goes in the front, goes through, gets thrashed out, seeds fall out, and everything comes out the back. All this dust and vines and everything comes out the back. Well, where it's stuck in the back, we decided that a way to prevent that was that we could have me sit underneath the combine. And as those stalks came through, I'd have a stick, and I'd pull those out. And I had my button there, so if there was an emergency, I could push the button, and it'd ring a bell up in the cab, and we'd stop. But I'm grateful that I don't have to do that anymore. Experiences like that don't really do build character. But no, I'm grateful for the family, because if you go out, I think for the kids here, I think they take for granted so much what this family does and what it means. Because there are a lot of families that don't have any traditions at all. They don't get together for Thanksgivings, they don't have ski parties, and they don't have sleepovers, they don't do things together. And our family, I think, is really a close and a tight-knit family. I think we all depend on each other, and we all gain strength from each other. We're so grateful to have each other. And I think we all help each other to grow and push ourselves with our talents and our abilities. And I'm so grateful for the family. For this Thanksgiving time, we have to get together a year or two to remember things and to give thanks and to kind of reflect on our past and our future. Thanks.
Thank you. Warren.
I'm grateful for a lot of things. I'm grateful that we grew up on a farm. I'm grateful that we all survived. I'm grateful that Grandpa taught us how to work. I'm grateful that I never learned to love it. I'm grateful for Grandpa and Grandma's example. I'm really grateful for, when we were kids, Uncle Henry's example. Remember Uncle Mike was our favorite uncle because he always brought us bow and arrow sets and candy. But he was a man who was just very generous. And to see it reflected in the children, I'm really grateful for that. Grandpa used to say that the job of the older generation is to get the next generation started. That's it. That's their job. I'm grateful for that little aphorism that Grandpa has taught us. grateful for the children who are our children, for the family we have, for our faith, for our common faith. I'm grateful for our many common values we share. And I love you all.
What?
I'm grateful for the next generation. We were thinking, sitting here today, talking that we've been gathering this way. I've been gathering this way for 51 years, and at least 51 years. Dylan's older than I, but we've always had these family gatherings. I remember when we were coming today, I was thinking that we used to meet in Alberta at Uncle Henry's farm, and when we were kids, Warren and Mark and I, every Thanksgiving day, we would be sure to have our guns with us, and we would go out and shoot nighthawks, you know, the endangered species. We'd go out to the orchard and we'd try to shoot these birds, and we'd always be doing something. And I was reminded of the times when we would, when all the Midrai girls were college-age kids. And we were sitting there and listening to them talk about life, and their boyfriends, and their prospects, and all this thing. And today we heard kind of a conversation over there amongst our college-age kids. And it brought back a lot of memories. I'm grateful for those memories. For you young children, you don't remember Jishan, my grandfather, Dad's father, and Basha, Grandma Murakami. Great people in their own right. And as we think about those things, we realize that Auntie Helen and Dad and Mom and our parents also are all about the same age right now when Jeannie and I got married. Well, Jishan and Grandma Murakami were their same age when Jeannie and I got married and started our family. And so, and I guess I was the first of our generation to get married. Jared, you're the first of your generation. But I think the next generation is soon on the way. Within a few years, a whole new wave of people will be coming. And we will see things, you know, you will see things in a totally different light. And you will remember the Thanksgivings and the Christmases that we had together as a family. It's a precious thing. A precious memory. And so we're deeply indebted to the people who have come before us. I don't know where they are today, but Uncle Henry and Lasha and Jishan and Uncle Mike and all those people are smiling at us today. I'm grateful for that heritage. Yes.
Well, it should have occurred to you that there is a process that's going on here during these Thanksgivings. And there once was a time when Dwight and Mark and Warren used to play underneath the tables, and they used to be about 5 years old. He's just like the little kids today. And there once was a time when we remember these people at this table being quite young and vigorous. And then Thanksgiving, we'd sometimes race to the silo. And Grandpa and I used to run to see who could get there and back the fastest.
I can't even see that far.
But over the years, you know, the changes have taken place, and I think now about Grandpa Inouye, who came to the United States when he was 18 years old. He was an orphan. And he had been adopted by his family after his father died. So his relatives adopted him, and he came to the United States, and I don't think that at the time that he came, he could have ever envisioned that his family would be like this. And I think that he would be quite happy today, wouldn't he? To see all these children and to see everybody feeling so happy to be with each other, and to know that this tradition that he started so many years ago is continuing. Now, it would have been quite easy for us to have finished our meal and then done something else and not had this program. With Auntie Jeannie gone, there really was a question about whether we would have a program today. But just think of how much more rich we are to have stopped and to have taken a few minutes to talk to each other and to be grateful. Someone once said that appreciation was the only true wealth that we had. That no matter how rich we were, it wouldn't matter at all unless we appreciated what we had. And I think that to express that appreciation is something else. I remember that when we were kids, we would hear my father playing the harmonica. That's why Annie asked him to play it today, assuming that 50 years without practice doesn't make a difference. But I think my father practiced the harmonica because that's what they could afford. If they would have had a piano, they would have practiced the piano. And it was in our generation, I think, that we got a piano. And then, in the next generation, we got some piano players. Right? I mean, we could actually see it here. We could just see, the gradient of talent. But in the next generation, we have a cello player. You see that? So in the next generation, who knows? We might have another saxophone player. But I think that these old heads, these older gray heads that we're talking about, Grandpa, Uncle Henry and others would be so happy at this time. Don't you think, Sister Lou, that your husband would be so happy to see what has happened to his children? Well, I think we go to the next generation and get a chance to...
We skipped Larry.
Oh, where's Larry?
And Mark.
Oh. I guess I just thought that I was older than Mike, but I guess I'm also older than Mark. So first Mark and then Larry, and then I guess we get to hear from the greyheads. Go ahead.
I used to, Thanksgiving was a great time because we were all going to get together. But I also dreaded that right after we ate time, because that was when we had this performance. And I used to sit and wait my turn, and everybody would do their thing. And in spite of all the practices you did, the result was still not as good as Ben's. But after that was all over, then it was great to be with the family and to talk and to have a great time.